Okay, thought leaders, how do you get booked on radio and TV? Well, I'm going to show you a couple things and demonstrate doing it. So you need 5 things to get booked on radio, TV, podcasts, etc. Number 1, you need a book. Here's my brand new book, Thought Leader Launch, 7 Ways to Make 7 Figures with Your $1 Million Message. Secondly, you need media training. Thirdly, you need some pitches, because it's not enough to have a book. You've got to tell them what is the show idea. So I have a couple of different pitches. That's a whole other skill, turning your book into a hook and making different show pitches that still relate to your area of expertise and enthusiasm. So here we've got Thought Leader Launch. So one of the show ideas is Thought Leader Secrets. Surprising ways that Sir Richard Branson, Sir Winston Churchill, and Arianna Huffington became rich and famous, and how you can use these 7 secrets even if you're not famous. And it goes on with sample questions, kind of a completely different angle. What's your next chapter? So it also relates to my area of expertise, but it's different. And this one is starting over, how to turn breakdowns into breakthroughs, even if you feel stuck. And I have a lot of expertise in pivoting, as I've launched 3 different businesses, each of which generated 7 figures. My husband died when I was 31, when our son was 4. Lots of starting over, including getting my MBA and graduating with that degree in 2015. So I talk about that in that show. I have a couple other show ideas, but that will demonstrate. The next thing you need, so you've got your book, you've got your media training, you've got your show pitches, turning your book into a topic, turning it into a show. So people want energy, they want a show, you want to hand the radio or podcast producer sample questions. You want to make it easy for them so they'll book you and they know that you are a pro. So what does the host need? He or she needs sample questions. So you prepare that, with your media training. Okay, so the next thing you need is a list. How do you contact these radio, TV, and podcast hosts? Well, I got the list from my friend Alex Carroll. You can get his stuff at radiopublicity.com. Boy, it comes now with this extensive book with like over 200 pages of how to do it, so that's pretty cool. But you need the list. So, for example, right now I'm focusing on podcasts. So I have the list of podcasts. I don't know if I can show that to you, if that'll show up here very well. Okay, so you can see I'm now going to send a package to the Marketing Book podcast, and that is a 5-star rating show, and it's hosted by Douglas Burdett. And I've listened to the show. I really like it. It's not like Joe Rogan or Tim Ferriss. I'm not starting with the biggest blockbuster show, but it's still a really big show. It's number 129 on this list. So what I recommend is listen to the radio or listen to the podcast and make sure that it's a right fit for you and for your topic of expertise. And then when you contact the podcast host, for example, you can say, hey, I listened to the show. This is what really stood out to me. I think I'd be a great guest for your show. And I did that. I contacted Douglas Burdett on LinkedIn, and he said, sure, send me your material. I'd be glad to take a look at it. Don't make any promises, but I'd be glad to consider you as a guest. That's what you're going to get. They're never going to make any promises until they see your material, unless you're Joe Rogan or Tim Ferriss or Oprah, in which case they'll be, when can you come? The other thing, too, is to notice that really, podcasts hosts, radio hosts, they need guests. So if you've got a good topic and you've got good material, don't hesitate to contact them. You're doing them a favor by contacting them. And if it's a good fit, then everybody wins, right? The audience wins, the podcast or radio host wins, and you win by getting your message out to the masses. And the 5th thing that you need is enthusiasm for your topic. So those are the 5 things you need to get booked on podcasts. You need your book. You need media training so you know how to communicate and how to dance with the host, because it's not just you lecturing, it'll be Q&A. You want to have a show pitch or several show pitches, turning your book into hook, into sample questions, so that it's a dance back and forth, and you provide a turnkey interview for the radio or TV or podcast host. And last of all, you need enthusiasm for your topic. Presumably you've already got the expertise. So I'll show you really quickly also another little tip I learned from Alex Carroll, who's at radiopublicity.com, is don't send your stuff in a white manila envelope all typed up that looks all official. You want to stand out. So I've got blue folders here, and I've just, being on a budget here, I just printed the cover of my book on paper and then glued it on there. And you see it's a blue folder, and inside the blue folder I'm going to put my pitches. So you would take your pitch material and perhaps put one on each side, something like that. And then you put your book inside. Sorry for turning my back to you. You end up with something like that. You fold it in. And then it's not just a plain blue folder. I mean, it's nice to sort of have your branding on it. Okay, and then I'm going to mail it in a blue envelope. So when I speak to a radio or TV producer or host, I say, I'm mailing it to you, expect it to come in a blue envelope. And then the other trick I learned from Alex Carroll at radiopublicity.com is don't make it all official. Like, write on it like a personal thing and then put requested material inside. All right, so those are some tips, and I hope to watch you on the next TV, radio, or listen to you on a podcast. I'm Aurora Winter, author of Thought Leader Launch. I hope this tip was helpful for you. Bye for now.